His Survivor, Chapter 27, Knock Knock. He knocked lightly, and she let him in. They lay on the bed, kissing and cuddling, and it was nice to feel affection, she thought, as she had been starved of love all her life. Made love slowly and sensually. She could tell he was enjoying it, and she did her utmost to make him come back for more. When he left, she gave him her number, and she knew they'd meet again. She needed all the help she could get. She was alone in a ruthless world, and she had to admit it was frightening. He gingerly went back to his wife and slept like a baby. It had been an exhausting day. The next day she felt better. She still missed Keith, and she knew she always would. She spent the rest of the day on the top deck of the ship, sunbathing and daydreaming about the future. It was a relief to her when the ship pulled into Southampton, and she walked away with a sense of urgency to a new life in London. As soon as she turned the light on in the apartment, the realization that she was alone and Keith was gone hit her like a sledgehammer. Every time she looked at the armchair, she expected him to be there, contentedly reading the paper. Life was cruel and unfair, and many times she wanted to throw in the towel, but hope for a better life always willed her on. There was only one thing that stopped her, and that was happiness. The one thing she had never known. She was tired of people saying happiness comes from within, when in fact it comes from living your dream and from being loved and loving in return. There was a letter from Keith's family informing her of the date and time of the funeral. It was obvious they didn't approve of her, but she didn't care. Nothing would stop her from paying her last respects. She kept busy for the next few days to blot out the depression and apprehension of the funeral. She only had £100 left in her account, and she wasn't keen on visiting the dole office. But what choice did she have? It briefly crossed her mind that Keith may have left her something, but she didn't expect it. She didn't expect anything from anyone. She didn't know if he had any brothers or sisters or close relatives. The next few days went by in a haze. She was dreading the funeral, but she knew she would have to go.